Hello, and this is a rundown of all of the things you can find on my Patreon site. You can join it for free, and there are tiered options. If you join for free, there are some extra goodies thrown in just to help you with your studies. If you are a student of A-level government and politics, it is where you want to go for extra help. There's a range of things. There are some short explainers which help you get to grips with some key terms and some key ideas. There are some study skills videos, and then there are full lessons, the sort of lessons that I take people through on an individual basis. I've basically recorded, and you can get them for no more per month than the price of an hour-long lesson. Obviously, they are not interactive because you have to be there in person. You can also pay for tuition with me if you want it, and then you get it in an interactive form. There's also going to be free Q&As coming in the middle of each month as well. Let's take a look at what is up there this month. So first of all, there is a poll watch for November. I've taken a look at the opinion polls, and I also give a little discussion on well, it's just me, but I give a little talk about the recent Caerphilly by-election and the election of Lucy Powell as Deputy Labour leader. So that is all for free. There will also be a Q&A in November, in the middle of November, where I am going to try to answer the question, what makes a good Prime Minister? Yikes, that's tricky. What makes a good Prime Minister? Answers on a postcard. Have you ever known a good Prime Minister? No. We'll take a look at the skills that are needed to be Prime Minister, what they have in common, and why so many Prime Ministers aren't listed in the list of the greats. We'll take a look at that. For £10 a month, you get the extra help option, and this month the video I've added to that tier is about the 4 great offices of state. What are they? Well, I'll give you a clue. One of them's Prime Minister. But what's interesting is most of our Prime Ministers have been in one of the other 3 great offices of state before they reach the position of Prime Minister. One of our Prime Ministers was Prime Minister before they were in one of the other great offices of state. Very interesting. But most of our Prime Ministers come through a particular route to reach the top, and that makes those roles worth looking at in detail, I think. So that's a really interesting way of looking at how somebody rises to the top. And then on the enhanced studying tier, which is £15 a month, you get all of the above, plus some study skills lessons. And this month I'm looking at reading strategies. To do well in government and politics, you have to do wider reading. You can't avoid it if you want to do well. You can't avoid it. You must be reading good quality material, and that lesson helps you work out how to fit that reading into your busy schedule. You've got a lot to do. You might have 3 or maybe even 4 A-levels. You might not even enjoy reading about politics. You might find it a chore, dull, but it has to be done, and there are ways to make it easier, and that is what that video is all about. And then for the virtual tutor tier, that is £37 a month, which is what I charge per hour when I'm tutoring. I think it represents great value, and what I've added this month, you get all of the above as well, is a full lesson on the UK electoral systems. So this will help you get to grips with those electoral systems and tell you everything you really need to know, and give you some hints on what else to research. So in total then, what is on there in total right now is all of this stuff. In the free tier, you've got a video all about the general election since 1945, lots of poll watches, a profile about me, who I am, and why I'm doing what I'm doing, details of membership, a little video about what it's like for me on A-level results day, and some expert Q&As, which will obviously build up as we go through time. And then at the extra help tier, we've got that 4 great offices of state, theories of representation and voting behavior, all as shorter videos. And then for the advanced studying, you get all of the above plus 3 study skills videos at the moment, actively knowing the specification, note taking, and reading strategies. So these help you get to the stage where you're studying effectively and efficiently. And then all of the above for the virtual tutor tier, you get a full lesson on an overview of Parliament, legislation through Parliament, UK democracy and participation, UK rights, and UK electoral systems. Very good value, I think, and hopefully very useful. Please do follow me on YouTube, get to my Patreon and sign up for free if you want, and try it out, see what you think, or take a punt on one of these tiers, give it a go. If you want me to answer anything as part of the expert Q&As, just let me know, and hopefully you are going to do incredibly well in your studies. Happy studying. See you soon.